You've got Monster Hunter World Shamrock, and the grind is pretty addictive, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good. I'm not overly keen on games where it's all about the grind, but if it's fun whilst you're grinding, that makes all the difference. Because then it doesn't feel like a grind, it just feels like you're playing the game and enjoying it. It's where a lot of games go wrong. They put grinds in, but players end up feeling like they're only doing it because they have to. And if you play it because it's actually fun to play, then it doesn't feel like a grind. Players are happy. Players will keep playing for as long as they need to. Better way to implement these things. I was thinking about this with World of Tanks the other day. Not that I want to get onto the subject of that necessarily, and not that they're the only game that do this. But they keep advertising ways of, like, you can convert free XP from this machine so you can unlock all this stuff faster. You can do this faster, you can get to this faster. And it suddenly made me think that if a game is telling you that you can do this, this and this to skip parts of the playing experience, surely those parts of the playing experience aren't fun enough for people to want to do. Because if they were, you wouldn't want to skip them, will you? And I'm not just pointing out World of Tanks that do that. All the games that sort of give you ways of skipping past things too quickly. If the whole experience is enjoyable and playable and fun, generally speaking, why do you need to feel that you have to skip past parts of it? It's when they put it in as a grind, as something to hold you back or that you just don't enjoy. That's when you feel like you have to skip past parts of it. Okay, there should be a deer hunting spot off to my left here. Now, the butcher wasn't specific about what sort of deer liver. So, perfect. Let's get some hunting arrows on. Right. Let's see. Oh, I can just jump on there and shoot them, look. Can I get up there? I might be able to. Come on, up you get. Not that the deer... The deer are pretty stupid like in this. Look at this. Oh, I dropped in with one arrow. That just that wouldn't happen from that shot. He's not going anywhere though. Wow. We're on point with these. Oh, and a big stag. Really? I dropped a stag with an anus shot. Really? I mean, I suppose it could have gone right up, all the way up to the heart and lungs, but what do I need out of here then? I'd love to take the venison and sell it, but it was deer liver, wasn't it? I think it was deer liver. Yes? Yeah. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the kidneys as well, because I bet... Well, no, I don't bet. But wouldn't it be typical? He says afterwards, oh, bring me some kidneys too. Well, this one's got 2 kidneys. Good. The other one must have donated one. If I find one with 2 liver, that would be a rare deer indeed. He wants female deer livers, not male ones. There's a difference. Take the antlers. 2 kidneys. This one doesn't have a liver anyway. There's obviously... drunk it away on nights of alcoholic binges. Okay, does that mean I've cleared out the hunting spot, or do they respawn? Yeah, you're supposed to drop the game with a heart shot or a lung shot. I think they're the typical shots to try and take them down with an arrow. But an anus shot is quite a speciality kill. Liver was destroyed by your arrow. Then surely I could have plucked the arrow out and had a liver on a stick, ready for the barbecue. Now that would be pretty cool. That would be some precise... I'll tell you what though, if I managed to hit his liver by shooting him up the arse, that had a very strange physiology indeed. See something. I see something, chat. What is it? It's a deer. Okay. We're going to go for the anus shot again. And... oh, right in the arse. I've got a new level in strength and reach a new level in hunting. Actually, that looks like it's It's the inside leg. It looks like it's gone straight in the testicles, that one. Oh, he's got a liver. I'll take that. And that, and that, and that. So I need one more liver. Is that how it works in real life? You get the organ on a stick? Apparently. Apparently, if you get the right shot, you just pluck it out. Heart, kidney on a stick. Yeah, I'm sure. EBWF1. Oh dear. I see what you did there. Hunting camp. With a chest. Oh, can I open this? Oh, I've already opened this one. I remember looting that one. I do like this game where you just wander around the woods hunting stuff, although the animals are perhaps a little bit easy to hunt. Hey, S2 Saint, how you doing? I need to deliver that quest. Uninstallatus. That is terrible, but I like it. Okay, so we've run out of deer. I'm just circling the deer spot. Please don't make me have to ride off and find some more. You know I'm an archer, but would I ever actually hunt with a bow? No, I don't think so. If I had to hunt, I mean this is if I had to, I'd hunt with. Depends what I'm hunting, but probably with a rifle. I was going to say or shotgun. It depends. Small game, shotgun, but something that would provide an accurate, clean kill with a bow. It can be done. Certainly with compound bows, more accurate, more reliable. But with an arrow, unless you get it right where you need it to be, there's just too much of a chance of wounding, and that is just not on at all. And no need for it. Come on then, come on then. We're going to finish this guy off right here. Can we go for another anus shot? Yep. I like that. Where did it go? It was. Oh, no, it wasn't. It didn't go in. They don't have a hitbox in the right place. I'll have to get onto the developers about that. Do I have any pets? Girlfriend doesn't count as a pet. Do children count as pets? Deer kidneys. Again, deer with no liver. These deers, they obviously have a drinking problem. I don't currently have any pets. The kids have 2 guinea pigs. And a goldfish, which was never supposed to come here, but it ended up here and then costing me money. I had to buy a bigger fish tank. Oh, there's one. I'll be hard-pressed to get an anus shot with this one, so we're going to go for the headshot. Oh, there you go. You can have antlers too. And a liver. And a lot of kidneys. I bet this stuff goes off really fast, you know. Children do count as pets, good. In that case, I have 2. And they're house trained as well, which is a bonus. Right, put this away. And before I forget, I'm just going to mount my better arrows. In case we come across some scumbags on the road. Right then, to Sasau. Stopping off there on the way. What's the best way to get to there then? The Dechko? Or no, actually, if I just go, it's a long ride, but I'm going to do it due west until I hit a road. That way, and off we go. You would hunt the supermarket for cheap prices. That's the best way. Go and get the 3 for 2 bargains. 3 for 2, not 2 for 3. 2 for 3 isn't much of a good deal, is it? If you were an adult with 2 kid brothers, do they count as pets? Depends if they respond to your commands. If they do, then yes, they are pets. Is there a clout shoot in the game? I saw you shooting logs the other day. Clout shoot would be really good. For those who aren't familiar with archery terms, clout is basically it's more like the form of archery that would probably have been practiced in the medieval times when English peasantry were being trained from the age of about 7 upwards to go to war one day. And the modern sport is where you have a flag. And I think it's positioned 180 yards away, which is about 165 metres. And the objective is to just lob arrows up in the air so they land down within a scoring circle around that flag. Closer to the flag scores more points. Hitting the flag is called clout. So that would be good. If this game had this in, that would be a really good feature. Because you would have to judge the trajectory by aiming somewhere up in the sky to get it to drop down. That would be a laugh. Yeah, Anya, it sounds like your kid brothers definitely do count as pets. Great, I want the next road off to the south. Speaking of archery, I spent some money on that today. I bought myself 2 sets of limbs for my old recurve bow. I'm going to get back into the sport, I think. I've been playing around with an American flat bow made out of wood for the last month. And it's been good fun, but it's not what I used to shoot. It's not the sport side of it that I used to do. So I think I'm going to train for it anyway. And if I feel like it, we might have another competitive season again, which could be quite good. Had a nice break from it, but do miss some of it. I sound like a real marksman. I see what you did there. Right, hang on. I'm going to fall in this damn river and drown if I'm not watching my job here. Have I ever tried drawing a full longbow? The heaviest bow I think I've ever drawn. Heaviest longbow I've drawn was £60. And I was able to draw and shoot that. But I mean, you get some in the UK war bows. I mean, they make them up to about £160. Most people who try and shoot that aren't capable of shooting it properly. They do it for bragging rights. Give this guy the recipe.
Here's your beer recipe.
Wonderful. Here's your reward.
Awesome stuff. Thank you. There was a guy in the UK. He set out to draw the heaviest war bow ever pulled. And I think it's about £225, which is a hell of a draw for a wooden longbow. I don't think he shoots anymore because his shoulders are packed in. They're knackered. I think the training and building up to that just did him in, which is a hell of a weight. Is that?
Any chance of a nice little earner for me?
Not so much for you as for me, but you can help me out. The Sasso cobbler's been making some fancy boots, and he's been given spurs from their lordships to add to them. I'm after those spurs.
But won't that get the cobbler in trouble? Losing their lordship's spurs, just like that?
And is that any of our concern? No, it isn't.
I'll do it.
You can count on it. I'll be right back.
Just don't get yourself caught.
As if I would. Yeah, it was kind of KCD that's made me want to play with bows again. That's why I got the American flat bow anyway. But I was going to jump on that horse and ride off. That's not mine. That would have been in trouble. But I've been thinking about the archery thing for a while. I haven't had a competitive season. My last proper serious one was 2012. I sort of half-heartedly did it in 2013 and actually did quite well. But I just feel like I got a bit of unfinished business with that. So, yeah, part of me just wants to maybe get on the England team again. That would be nice. That would be nice because I enjoyed those. I enjoyed that more than the Great Britain team.
Yeah.
But, yeah, a bit of unfinished business, but we'll see. Because one of the reasons I stopped was that because I just didn't have enough money. I mean, I had enough money to do the sport and to live on a day-to-day basis, but I got back from the World Championships in 2012, took a month off, and the end of that month, I realised I had so much more money in the bank because I wasn't paying to travel up and down the country to get on qualifying shoots, to go to competitions. I wasn't staying over anywhere. I was able to work more. I was having more fun playing games as well, which was fantastic. And then, yeah, that sort of month off just sort of opened my eyes up a bit. And it made me realise how much much I'd been spending on the sport. Because I never got any financial support for anything. Most archers in this country don't. Can I go down? That's a river, isn't it? I better not go down there. So yeah, that was one of the reasons I gave up. Now, work's a bit better. I've managed to get finances a lot healthier than they were back then, and I've got a bit more perspective. And I wouldn't need to go to every competition anymore. I'd just cherry pick the ones where I'd get more like to get the conditions where I want for the scores I want. So I could possibly, I feel like I could shoot better now than I did back then, with hindsight and a bit of experience and everything. But yeah, it was the financial side of things that kind of put me off. Where I felt like with a bit more progression at the time, back in 2012, a bit more hard work, I might have gained a permanent place on the GB squad, and they were funded, which would have been a brilliant goal. But just after that, the 2012 Olympics, they removed the funding from anyone over about the age of 25 because they didn't believe they would be a viable medal prospect. And this was a time when all the men on the GB team, target team, I'm going to the wrong place here, aren't I? I need the butcher. I'm going to the wrong quest. All the men on the GB target team were over 35. They were the best, and they were internationally really good archers. And they were told, nope, you're too old. No more funding for you. We're going to give it all to these 17-year-olds. They're going to get us the medals in the future. And in the 6 years since then, not one of those has come good. And most of them have left the sport. They've dropped off the things. And it was just, that was like a kick in the teeth, because I felt like I'd spent 6 years working hard and was in this far away from my goal. A bit more hard work could have potentially got me there. And no. Just at that timing, no chance. So that was shit, basically. So they were some of the reasons I stopped at the time. What the hell is this, a side quest? It's not a side quest. Where is it? Fat Profits. That's the one. Yeah, I thought I had gone past the guy. A lot of medieval longbow archers show spinal deformity from having been trained since childhood. What they show, most of the time, and some of the skeletons from the Mary Rose show this, is that there's a little bony joint on the corner of your shoulder. And in adults, it's fused to the rest of the bone. And it fuses somewhere in adolescence, I don't know. But in archers who are trained from childhood, it never fuses. It remains joined with a bit of cartilage. And that's it goes on into adulthood, and that's how they can tell they're archers, because the action of drawing the bow works your shoulders more than your arms. And this little bit never gets to set and fuse like it would do in a non-archer. So that's often how they can tell. And that's where the cases of what they call spinal deformity come from. It's not like true spinal deformity. They develop great big back muscles from doing it, but not to the point where it sort of makes them walk funny and stuff. Yeah, going pro, just getting the funding. It was like a living wage. That's what it was. So, I mean, professionals train 7 days a week, more or less, or 5 days a week, and then 2 days of competition at the weekend. And then when you have to work and raise a family and find time to train and compete with that, it's a really tough thing to balance.
Everything you ordered, Master Butcher.
Splendid. Let's be having it.
Here's a great big handful of deer livers. And look what it says at the bottom of the screen. Deliver. I'm just going to deliver this liver. Deliver myself of liver. Deliver it. Right, come on then. Get that over. Please ask for kidneys now.
Here's something for your effort.
I've got a stack of kidneys.
Order. There's demand for deer kidneys.
Sure.
Sure. You know, I just so happen to have on me. Come on, talk, damn you. Oh, it's not doing it. I know what I have to do. Watch this. Player, inventory, food is under food. Deer kidneys 8. Move to horse. Accept. This better work. I'm going to be really, really narked if this doesn't work. I can go and put them in a chest. That might work. Where have they gone? Horse, come here. And move to inventory. Did that work? Not in the slightest. Okay, let me go and find a chest somewhere. In someone's house. I'm going to shove some livers in it. Anything will do. Anything. Chest. Shelf. Is this a guardhouse I've walked into? This'll do. Right. Put the livers on here.
By all that's holy, watch out! There's a thief here!
I'm not thieving. I've just delivered you. Ah, god damn it.
Stop right where you are.
Why do people follow me into rooms? It's as if they know what I'm up to.
Over there!
You were seen stealing.
I wasn't actually. If you go and have a look,
Definitely won't come
you'll
cheap.
find
You'll learn crime doesn't pay.
that these are the thieves. They've got some stolen livers.
You're making a serious mistake. If
I
only
dunno.
you knew what you've just got yourself into. It's well
Maybe I'll
and
have to
well
go and
for
hunt
you.
them again anyway.
Well, I thought... That is... I had no idea. If that's how it is, of course you may go.
Yes, let's get out of here. You lot are all trespassing now. In fact, I'm going to lock you in. Ha! What do you say to that?
Hey, who's that?
Right. I think it wants me to go and hunt the deer, which is fair enough, because that gets me level up anyway. I'll go and talk to those idiots. Tell them I've got them a job. 'Cause I had to do that round here. They know what I'm like with that bloody F key. No, burglary's not going well for me today, Annie. I should probably avoid burglary quests today. So I've got to go and see. I've got to do some stealing down here at some point. Where are the other idiots? They're up by the inn, aren't they? So let's go to the inn and go and see to them. Unless I can just quickly run back in there now. Did she just shout guards as soon as I ran in there? No. Right. I'm going to go in unseen this time. You have to be quick. Quick. Right, did that work? No. Excuse me. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Something the matter? No. Okay, so they don't want those. Maybe I can just sell them to him. Or something. Tell you what I'm going to do. To save buggering up the quest, I'm just going to delete them. What are they worth anyway? Deer kidneys. They're worth quite a lot of money. Oh, I'd have to find someone willing to buy stolen goods though, wouldn't I? So, sod it. I'm just going to chuck them on the floor in front of a guard. Watch this. I just chucked them down there. A pile of kidneys. I thought they'd just appear as one big lump, actually. I want to see a guard walk past and say, who's thrown this on the floor? Don't think anyone's that bothered. Actually, they'd probably fit right in with a medieval village, wouldn't they? So anyway, back to the plot. Let's get out of this place. We're going to go and see Fritz and what's his name. Yeah, let's have a look. General Blunder, you were thinking of draw weight. A lot of the Mary Rose bows are self-knocked. Some of those bows, because they've worked out the potential draw weight of those bows from the thickness of them, and they think like over 200 pounds in draw weight. But there's no way of knowing if those bows were actually finished because they've just found the staves. So they could have had a bit more shaving down to do yet, which would have reduced the draw weight. And because that was supposed to be the king's own personal flagship, if there were any archers going to be on board, they would have been his own company of archers, the elite, the best. So it's like a pretty extreme case. But a lot of idiots in the UK have taken that to mean that the average general peasant of England shot 200-pound war bows. And I can tell you now, that is not the case.
God be with you.
Tell you why in a minute. Does he do training? What's he training? Stealth. Okay.
The miller and Ledechko would be happy to meet you.
You really found work for us?
Of course. I couldn't bear to look at those sour faces of yours a moment longer.
Thanks, Henry. Only...
What?
the reward we talked about, well, we haven't got 2 groschen to rub together.
Figures.
Nah, that doesn't matter. You'll pay me when you have it.
That we will. Stop by and visit us in a week. We'll pay you back as soon as we get our first wage.
Cool, that sounds good to me. You had £100 war bow and you had to train every day just to draw it. Yeah.
Good luck then.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Back in the Middle Ages, it was law that men had to train, boys and men had to train every Sunday. And these are people who would have very busy lives working on farms and forests and doing whatever they had to do. And unless they really wanted to, I can't see them training more than that once a week because that's what they were forced to. So if you only trained once a week, I mean, you know how hard it was to train to pull a £100 longbow. Modern archers training 2 to 3 times a week struggle to pull 40 to 45 pound recurve bows, which are easier to draw back. So I don't see that a medieval archer, even being trained from the age of 7, if they were training once a week, would ever get up to that 200, 220 pound draw weight, because that is insane. I couldn't. I don't think I could. I used to train with a 54 pound recurve bow, and I used to shoot maybe 150 arrows out of that per day when I was training for strength. That was heavy, but you know that's 54 pound when we're going up to 100, 150, 200. These are insane weights, so they would only be for the best of the best, and there'd be very rare, very, very rare people who could draw that. Arm length also dictates draw weight, where people were shorter in medieval times. So, if you believe the current theories, what's that one? Yeah, I've done that one, haven't I? Steal, get deer kidneys. Where's my nearest hunting spot? We don't really know. I'll go back across the bridge and have a look. If you believe the theory of how archers used to draw back then, no one knows this for sure, because all we really have are like paintings, and you know artists from the medieval ages didn't always draw or paint what actually went on. They drew their impression of what was going on or what they believed to be done. So there's all these paintings of archers drawing the string back to like behind their ear. So they thought they drew the bows back really far. Now that could be well the case. That's what they did, because they weren't training. That sort of archery wasn't trained for like pinpoint precision for target work. They were basically artillery. You'd have 100, 500,000 archers dropping arrows a long distance away, 150, 200 yards away, on an area of enemy infantry. So that would give them extra power into the shot. The further you draw the bow back, the more power you get out of it. But no one knows if everyone shot like that. I dare say there'd be, like there is today, lots of different techniques. It certainly wouldn't be uniform. But that's, yeah, back to the thing. The longer you draw the bow back, the more power you get out of it.